Lot to react to with the Lions as they make their roster moves and a trade earlier today. Tesla season is here. Give me all the stock. We'll get to that, plus what they're doing at the edge position. Only 3 guys on the roster as you wake up today. John, holding in my hands, I have the very best of our audience.
Okay.
These are fantasy football team names.
Let me have them.
Yeah, that's become a drop. It's in here. Some that stand out.
Do you want to clarify that one?
Chase Brown is a
Chase
running
Brown
back
is a running
for
back.
the Cincinnati Bengals. A very good football player. And then, yes, the football player is what we're referring to. Heather made a face. Yes, it's a football
I didn't know
pun.
who he was.
He's a good player. Out of Illinois.
Yes.
Good Big Ten back.
Yes. Almost beat the Wolverines in that, last game. Was that the last game before Ohio State? Yeah.
Some of your names. Turn Your Head in Golf, Casey and Canton.
Okay.
Brockback Mountain. Brock Bowers taking me to the championship game. My Ball, Zach Ertz. JJ in Commerce.
Ouch.
Not to be confused with It Ertz to Pee.
Oh, man. Medication for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to go see a doctor for that if you got that going on. You got way more problems.
Laporta Potty, AJ at work in Novi. I golf with my Penix out.
They're all relatively the same. They all fall into the same field.
Right. Yeah, that's fine. That's
is,
fine.
I
Yes. Yeah, the creative field.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Tua girls, 1 cup. Jordan in Ann Arbor. How about this? This is maybe a newer one. Taylor's tight end.
There you go. Yes.
It's in the news. My favorite is a standby. Joe Buck yourself.
I know people get upset with that one, but it's a classic.
What about Jameer, I go again on my own. Matt in Clinton Township.
Okay. We would have gotten that one if you just didn't sing it.
Okay.
Would have got that.
I'm sorry. It's everybody in Metro Detroit and listening on the Odyssey app and watching on YouTube and Twitch. Thomas brought me a few more.
Okay. Yeah. I got a couple that I've been able to share from my experiences doing some cameos for these.
Let it rip.
Turn down for what?
Okay.
That's some of them. Silence of the Lamb.
Yes, I've seen that one.
Mm-hmm. And I shared the Bijan Mustard one.
Oh, he's everywhere. There's Bed Bath and Bijan.
Yeah.
There's To Infinity and Bijan. It's an easy one.
Yeah. There's some that fall into the same category.
Do they?
That Heather talked about, the very creative category that I'm trying to sift through that I can't say and keep my job, or at least not find.
This is a spin-off on our drop. It says, I Chase Brown Moms.
That's going to be the most popular one this year.
You think so?
Yeah, where people are just going to put different words after I Chase Brown.
Yeah. Lamar in Order.
Lamar in Order is a good one. Lamar, you serious?
Mm-hmm.
So, again, we'll take more of these throughout the hour as we wrap up the show today. We know fantasy football, big weekend coming up for a lot of people.
Did you share Baby Back Gibbs?
Oh, Baby Back Gibbs, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's kind of a classic. It's becoming a classic.
It absolutely is, because he's going to be like the number 1 pick for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. I always go with Costa doing business. It's just the cost of doing business. Reigning champs.
Yeah, and everybody in your fantasy league looks at it and goes, and there's a collective eye roll.
Mm-hmm. It's funny to me. That's all that matters.
Yes, mine is Last Man Standing.
Because
one, it's my favorite TV show, but it's also there's my 3 daughters, my niece, and then Jack is in there as well. But it's
not yet a man.
He's quickly becoming.
He's on his way.
Yes. So yeah, that's my team name.
You're the last man standing. I've never watched the show. What is the show about?
Oh, it's hilarious. Tim Allen is a dad of 3 daughters, and it's very funny. A lot of political jokes in there.
Okay.
From his side of the aisle, mine too. Just why I think they're hilarious.
We got another one for you to sing.
Oh no,
Kyron on My Wayward Son.
Kyron on my wayward son.
No.
There'll be peace when you are done. As I'm losing my voice.
Request line here. Let's open it
let
up.
us know. What do you got?
Yes, please. If you
Play
have
the
any
hits.
team names that are better best sung, please send them to one Jim Costa.
Let's talk about the Lions here, all right, John? Because the cuts are done, but there are moves still to be made. What, do you have more you want me to sing?
No. I just played it again in my head. Please start that sentence over.
What did you, any surprises? And then we'll obviously get to some of the fallout.
No, and one of the things that we've talked about now for a couple of years, it's really hard to make this roster. And if you're looking at, whether it was an offensive lineman that was cut, it's kind of more of a sign that he was a fringe guy. Anyways, Dan Skipper, obviously, who I'm referring to.
Yeah, they cut him when he was on Hard Knocks.
Yeah, and Kobe Sorsdahl probably would have been one of those if he hadn't been hurt. I think he's one of those guys that will be picked up by someone, and if he's not, fortunate for us, he'll be put on the practice squad, and they could bring him up whenever they need.
Yeah.
But I think I see that more of a positive that Giovanni Manu had a really good preseason and is progressing to be their backup swing tackle.
You think it's a vote of confidence?
Yeah. I see it as nothing else. Like, if you're not going to cut a guy that you think, because Taylor Decker has, in each of the last, 2-3 seasons, has missed a couple of games. So at some point, you're going to see Giovanni Manu out there. And if you were concerned about it, you would have kept Skip.
Some other roster takeaways. Only 3 edge rushers. For now, I know they will add players. They need to get to 53, but there are only 3 players listed as edge rushers on this football team. One is the often injured Marcus Davenport, so right. I'll call it 2.5. They got to add at least 2 bodies on the edge. And I hate that this always devolves into the edge conversation with Brad Holmes and the Detroit Lions. I can't, we're not crazy, John, to suggest it. Zadarius Smith said he wants to be a Lion. He wants to play. He's been ramping up. He's not trying to retire. What's the holdup?
I think to this point, the holdup has been all on Zadarius. I've said that repeatedly, that it's been on Zadarius. He didn't want to be in camp. He wanted to wait till camp was over. Well, now camp is over. Cuts have all been made. And the reports are that he is listening to offers from championship contenders.
Which the Lions are.
Yeah. And the Lions, you're not going to, I would not imagine a world where you go into the regular season with only 3 edge rushers. And take away the injuries of Marcus Davenport. It's just simply, you're going to rotate those guys. I know that Hutch is going to take 97, 98% of those plays. All right, well, you're still going to rotate guys on the other side. And if you want to keep Marcus Davenport healthy, you're not going to ask him to play 50 to 60 plays a game. So you still have to be able to go into the season with another, if not 2, edge defenders simply for depth and rotation.
And maybe the biggest roster takeaway was the trade they made today. Tim Patrick sent to Jacksonville for a 6th-round pick. If you thought the Tesla hype train was out of control before, he is cleared for takeoff.
Yeah.
Give me all the stock you can get. This guy is wide receiver 3 to start the season.
Just like moving on from Skip and thinking that Manu is your backup swing tackle, you move on from Tim Patrick because of what you've seen in the preseason from Isaac to slot. You saw it on film. That's why Brad Holmes gave up draft capital and wanted him in this draft. You see it in the preseason games because he was able to get some very good reps. Now, he was wide receiver 1 in those games. He was the number 1 target. That's not going to be his role going into the season, but to know that you have him added in there with Amon-Ra St. Brown, J-Mo, Laporta, Gibbs, like that's a potent offense. That if you're Goff-proofing the offense, I know it was still question marks about the interior offensive line, but in terms of weapons that they've surrounded Goff with, I would argue that there's very few, if any, skilled positions that are better than what the Lions have. Maybe as good, but not better.
Look, I think you're petrified about pressure up the middle. You're going to have to get the ball out quick. You're going to want to identify matchups. Well, the Lions are going to have mismatches everywhere because if you're not going to put a safety over J-Mo, I'm going to get him the ball. If you're not going to at least shade, bracket, account for Amon-Ra St. Brown, I'm going to find him every 3rd down. And that means Tesla is going to get favorable coverages. And if Goff can get the ball out quick because he identifies that mismatch pre-snap as a veteran quarterback, it can help with that young offensive line in the middle.
Just imagine a world, and we'll see this soon, against Green Bay and then Chicago when Ben Jansen comes back for his homecoming, where you've got all three of those receivers and Laporta and Gibbs and maybe even Montgomery on the field all at the same time. Like, how do you defend that?
Well, you're not going to have all at the same time. That'd be 6 skill players.
Okay, well, I mean,
but yes, 5 of the 6 at any time
from Montgomery.
Yes,
put J-Mo at quarterback. They like to throw the ball.
You're baiting me into it. 248-539-9797. Your biggest takeaway. We'll get more on the edge rusher, Tesla, and all of it. It's 97.1.